Hi all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As always, if you're new here then welcome, and if you like this video then please do like and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. Okay, so this is going to be another 1 hour in my sketchbook. I found these videos, well, from the previous video and this video, that they're just perfect time slots for what I have available at the moment, but I'm going to go to that in a bit later. For now I'm just going to focus on this. So this is actually me just drawing out some insects, well, I should say painting them. I did a light sketch version of them before I started painting because I wanted to give myself as much painting time as possible, and I have to admit I really enjoyed it. So I was using gouache. I still really love gouache for what I'm trying to do. If you want to hear my thoughts on gouache, I've got a previous video about that, but I really do like the medium. I think it's really nice consistency. You can layer colours quite nicely if you know how to do it gently. So like you'll see me doing base coats on each like individual insect and then going back to them later to add more layers once they've actually fully dried. And then the layers I add are not that wet so that they don't reactivate the layer that's already beneath. So I'm slowly getting there with these gouache paints. But yeah, so still really enjoying that. I can't actually say why I decided to do insects, more that I genuinely do enjoy painting insects. And there's something that sometimes are just for studies, like this one is just for studies, but sometimes I will decide that I like a particular insect a lot and then decide to do a bigger study or an actual finalised piece that would then maybe turn into a print or something later down the line. But these initial sketchbook studies are a great way of testing out what I like, what insects I think work, and what insects I think just don't work as well visually, or at least for my styles. So I'm actually going to break it down by individual. So this first one that I'd been working on is a spider. I really enjoyed this little spider. It's something very simple. I've just done it in purples and blues, but I really like it. It's something that honestly I would contemplate maybe turning into a sticker at a later date. Whereas the stag beetle, it's a particular type of beetle. I'll try and look it up and find it and put in the description below what type of beetle it is. Again, that's a really enjoyable one. I really enjoyed the colours on this one, and I wanted to do something a bit different with like little foliage growing out of its shell. That was a really fun little concept. I did this one with a lot more like water based, so it was more like almost like a watercolor effect on the bug, which I think worked really nicely with it. The ladybug that I do later on, I have to admit, ladybugs freak me out. Like, I'm actually really don't like ladybugs. Like, they're one of the scariest bugs, and I know that sounds really stupid because there's lots of insects out there that are not that pleasant, but honestly, ladybugs for me, no. Ugh. So actually drawing this, I was quite impressed with myself that I actually managed to do it. I did some little crystals coming out of it. Honestly, I think the end result of the crystals I could have done a bit of a better job with if I paid a bit more attention to it, but considering I don't even like ladybugs and it was kind of giving me the heebie-jeebies just to actually paint it, I think I'm pretty impressed that I got that far. But again, it's one that maybe would turn into a sticker later on if I can tidy up the crystals in it. And then the final one, again, I'll have to get the name of this insect, but I really liked it. Again, I did it in purples and I decided to do a little face. I got the original idea on Instagram. I just saw it randomly. I was flicking through on a different type of bug and I thought, well, that looks really cool. It was kind of like a mask, and I thought maybe I would try something like that out. It was quite challenging for me because I haven't drawn a face that small in a while, and then to try and get the details of the colour of the skin, the shadowing, the lips, things like that was actually really difficult, especially as I didn't want to use pencil. I wanted to challenge myself and just stick to paint, because it's very easy, especially with gouache, to then go over the top with a colour pencil and put in all those finer details, but I was really trying to push myself and get it to that point where I'm not doing that. So that was a bit of a personal challenge, and I'm actually kind of pleased with how it came out. Obviously there's still things to improve, but again, this is probably one that maybe I would look into at a later date as a bigger piece, or if not, then potentially stickers in the future. And then I kind of finished the page off with just some little circles of paint, just because I found it was a bit too plain. It needed something to kind of tie the whole page together. So overall, I really enjoyed this little session. And obviously I've been talking quite a bit about stickers and things, which I don't currently have up on my shop, but it kind of brings me into the future of where I'm going with YouTube and also my Etsy shop, because as stated in the previous video, we've kind of learning to control my time a bit better, or I think it was a couple of videos ago, in the polar bear piece that I did, I was talking about having to manage my time a bit better, that I've been giving myself too much to do in one go. Well, part of that has been deciding where I'm going to do everything. So obviously I mentioned about calming it down with the Etsy shop, so I've completely taken a step back. I'm not doing anything with that at the moment. However, I do have ideas that I want to do with it. It's just going to be taking the time, one, to save up financially to be able to get myself into a position where I can afford to do these things, and two, having the time to do it. But the main things that I will be focusing on in my shop, when it is back up and running, which I'll let everybody know, it's open for now, but the listings that are on there aren't going to be renewed for a while. So if you're interested in getting any prints, then please help yourself. If not, don't worry about it, it will be reopened, but it probably won't be for at least about 6 months or so. If it's any sooner, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, there'll be notifications on there when it's up and running again. But the idea of that is going to be using these sketchbook studies that I do as not just material for my YouTube channel, but also then using them for things like stickers. I actually do want to invest in getting a Cricut machine and creating my own stickers, and also things like greetings cards. They would be plain, and it would just be my image on the front of it, and then plain card for you to then write whatever you would like for whatever occasion you would like. So they're two ideas that I'm playing around with. Also the bookmarks, I've got some trial bookmarks. They should still be up when this video goes live. There's just 4 different types. I'm going to tweak those some more with the designs, the sizing, things like that. And then once I've got a collection of stickers and cards and things that I'm really happy with, then I'll do a full shop update. But as said, realistically, probably won't be for about 6 months, maybe longer, depending on how long it takes me to finalise everything. But as I said, if you're interested in any of that, there will be updates on my Instagram and Facebook as my progress goes along. For now, it's just going to be me doing my sketchbook study stuff while I get an inventory of images that I want to use, and then I'll be manipulating them to get them to the point where I think that it's good quality to then be able to sell. As I think I mentioned in my polar bear YouTube video, I feel I rushed a bit in trying to do too much at once, and so the quality of work I was doing wasn't as good. So I'm now taking a step back from that and focusing on what I'm actually creating, and then using that to make products for the shop. But I haven't actually done any of that because I've just moved house. So I'm going to be settling into the house. I've got a holiday coming up to Thailand, so it'll be after that I'll then start investing more into my shop and start creating stickers and cards and things like that. So I hope you don't mind and you'll be a bit patient with me. Obviously, if there are anything that you would like to see in the shop, things that you would like to purchase or anything like that, then please let me know in the comments below. I appreciate all the feedback. And if there's anything else you would like to see on this YouTube channel. So at the moment, I'm really enjoying these 1 hour in my sketchbooks. It's really helpful. I can do it on my day off and it doesn't take up too much time. And I can also do it after work if I can sort out my lighting, so I've got decent lighting. So it just allows me to be a bit more flexible with my time. I still really enjoy doing finished pieces on canvases and stuff, but they take a lot longer And right now, as I said, with moving and everything else, I just don't have that time to dedicate to it. So yeah, at the moment this is kind of where it's going, but do bear with me. I will be creating some more finalised pieces on canvases and stuff, which again, if anyone's interested in ever purchasing originals of canvases that I create, then you can email me, which will be in the description below, or message me on Instagram or Facebook, and we can talk about that in terms of pricing and things. But yeah, so I hope this kind of gives you a better understanding of where I'm going to be going with my shop, and the fact that the YouTube channel will be these shorter sketchbook style videos for at least the next couple until everything calms down. But yeah, otherwise I hope you guys have had a really good day, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, any comments on tips on how I can improve this and what you'd like to see, please feel free to put in the comments below.